I wanted to fill him in because a lot of things I can't. Here, can you send me a thing to unmute my camera?
Yes, you should have. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dorcas. I just wanted to elaborate just a little bit more on what is going to happen here in the USA next week. We can't really put a lot of things out there because some of our brothers and sisters, are not quite citizens yet here. And, I've even heard of people who had green cards who have been removed and things like that. So, but however, we're not going to let that stop us at all. The ones that can join will be joining also. But I wanted to give the times because I didn't get to give Secretary at the times because he was busy. But I just wanted him to know that we are not stopping here in the U.S. We are still busy bees. We are still doing things that we need to do. We still are writing to our congressmen and women, and we're staying on top of that. And I keep encouraging our brothers and sisters here. No, I understand that some cannot be on the streets, but you can be behind these screens and you can be, writing letters and things like that, making phone calls, different things like that. So we're not stopped. With that being said, on Monday, there's going to be a few out at Lafayette Square, the White House, around 10 o'clock, and then they're going to go over to the State Department. I can't join them on Monday due to appointments and things like that, but I will be there on Friday, and they will be joining me as well, and I'm going to bring some people with me, and then other people are going to meet us there. Same time, it will be 10 o'clock. We're going to meet at the White House, and then we're going to go over to the State Department. Yes, we are having some tough times here in the U.S. because the circumstances with, foreign people being deported and things like that. However, don't stop. Don't let that stop you. You continue writing your letters, continue making your phone calls and raising your voices. And I want to say, I'm a Ugandan too. You have something you want to be brought out on those streets, feel free to call me. My phone number's everywhere, or, inbox me, and I'll make sure the point gets brought up. As long as it's in favor of our Uganda being free. I won't be bringing out any ridiculous things, just things as far as we want our people free. We want our brothers and sisters to live freely like we are. And with that being said, please feel free to inbox me, feel free to call me with any concerns, and I mean serious concerns, no nonsense. We don't have time for nonsense. And we need to be, our voices need to be heard. We need to be speaking out there on those streets, as well as sending our letters and stuff. So me as an American Ugandan, I'll go out there and raise the trumpet as much as I can. Like I said, if you can join any of us on Monday or Friday, feel free to join us because we can't stop now. Now is, like I keep saying, now is the most important time. We Ugandans have been out on the streets for how many years to say, stop the funding to Uganda. And finally, the funding stopping to Uganda. So for us to go quiet now is not a good thing. So like I said, if you can't be on those streets, there's no excuse for you not to be able to write letters, like Secretariat said, to Congress and things like that. Difficult times, it's just like, I'm looking at it this way. It's just like our brothers and sisters who are on the soil right now. They're going through difficult times. They're being abducted. Look at Eddie Mutwe. Different ones are being abducted because they're standing and they're doing what's right. And here in the U.S., we got to do the same thing. Yeah, it might be quite a challenge for some to be on those streets, but we can't stop speaking now. We cannot stop raising the concerns about what's going on in Uganda. So if you can, please join us out on the streets. Again, in closing, there's no excuse for anybody in the U.S. because if you can't be out on the streets, guess what? You can be behind these phones, you can be on these phones, and you can be sending letters, you can be making phone calls, things like that. So thank you so much for letting me speak, Dorcas, and letting me get those the few details in place that I couldn't do when Secretariat was on, because you know his time is very crucial, and we have to utilize his time, that the time that we have with him, just like Mr. President and all those. They're very busy, very, very busy. So whenever we do get a chance to speak to them, we want to be brief so everybody can get their concerns in, but be on point. These people who were up here trying to, I don't know what they were doing. You know, we just got to weed out the bad with the good, you know. So thank you again, Dorcas. Back at you, sister. I don't know if you're still having difficulties. Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
Thank you so much, sis, and of course for the demonstrations and everything. I know you pray a lot for us, and we really thank you and appreciate you, all that you do. Really love you. Thank you so much for the wonderful team, to the wonderful team as well. We thank you for the people that you work with. We thank them as well. Thank you so much. Tina, by the way, has to sacrifice so much. So Ugandans, hopefully we can take a leaf from Tina's life. Yes, guys, Comrade Ismail, if you came in, our LM Prezo, and help with the mic, please. Thanks. And let's take some hands.
Yes, we can hear you. So the next person to speak, we've got Comrade Marie. Then we're gonna give the mic to Comrade Henry Segwanyi. Thank you very much. Comrade Marie, unmute and speak to us.
Thank you so much, comrades. Well, I had an idea that I would like this idea to pass through all over the world. You see, concerning what is going on here now in Uganda with our president threatening these Muho's threatenings and these ongoing abductions, I was thinking if there's a way we could write a text. This text should explain the way they are trying to kill, how many times they have tried to kill our president, and this time they are really determined. And that's why they are now taking away all his bodyguards, because they are targeting him. This text will be calling upon the international communities to intervene. This text should go direct to the offices of the newspapers. You take that text, you pay the newspaper of the country you are in to bring it out. If we could organize and do this at the same day that every single country on this world has this newspaper out, I mean, this can draw a lot of attention of people that maybe matters in our situations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My mic was muted. Thank you so much. Comrade Ismail, you're muted. Yes, Comrade Seguya, please do come in, and then we'll have Super John, Henry, Robert. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Dorcas, once again, and thank you for giving me the chance to ask the question to our SG. Mine is to pass on the message, like Dr. Mongadi said it before, that we have a space, the night shift. It is always there on a daily basis. We are organizing a demonstration here in Uganda on ground. We want to take over Kampala. We want to take over the whole of Buganda, so that we can host the dictator. We want him out of our country. Since since our SG has put it out clearly that we are free to do what we want, this is it. So please, let's go on it. Let's organize together so that we can see this this thing go through. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, LM. Okay, I think I'm having issues with the mic and the call.
Dorcas, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Could we please take another hand? Super John, and then LM, you pick up the, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mary Dorcas, and of course all the past speakers, especially Comrade Tina, for the resilience. Yet, I would say you were a sympathizer. First, I would do more talk on to apologize to one of our comrades. Actually, she's in. She's called Damat. Being in you, actually, there is one of the comrade here who kind of took it personal and reach the extent of calling her as a self-seeker, which I think, like, you know, when we're gonna have such spaces, we normally say we should share. And I shared to this kind of younger girl. She's very young. She just graduated, I think, last year. And you know, for her, maybe I don't know if she still made a mistake, so like she's an aspirant. But you know, she was new. She took the courage to lead us in the prayer. But then, you know, when she was told to say something about it, maybe she was not so sure and she needed guidance. Other kind of attack. And I think when we get new comrades, we should always give them a warm welcome, because we still need more and more on the spaces. And as we know, in such a struggle that we have those old ones who are already quitting, we shall have those who are joining. So we should always try to respect each other, especially when you don't know much about the person. I would also suggest Comrade Dorcas on one of the issues. On one of the strategies. I think we should try to regroup ourselves. I think nowadays the president used to call it a guide, whereby it is creating, even if it's like 10 people that we know each other very well. I remember we had a protest some 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or if I've not forgotten, that was really, really successful. We never indulged the leaders, our MPs, as one of the comrades say that we should maybe wait for our leaders to lead us. Of course, it would be so nice if they led us. It would be very, very nice. But you know very well that the true leaders that we are having now in the opposition, those that we know, they are very, 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 very few. And we should not narrow this struggle to only these leaders. We should know that it's a struggle for all Ugandans and all Africans who are concerned about Africa. So also we should do kind of, as Mr. Robert said, yeah, of course, he recommended that we should be sharing, inviting. But then that comes back to what I've just said. In case you see a new comrade, like for example, this lady, I don't think she'll even have more courage to come back, because I think she was kind of directly attacked. Thank you so much. And I call upon us to regroup ourselves. Let's make WhatsApp groups the way we did. And I think, Madam Dorcas, I'll come to your inbox. I think we need to do something very, very serious, because these guys are taking us for granted. But like, he knows very well what he's doing is very wrong, but he continues to post everything arrogantly, because he knows the Ugandans cannot do anything about it. Actually, that's why I can't be carried away by what this human rights thing they are saying and so on, because I know very well, maybe they want to show, you know, the international community that they are doing something, but we already know. Okay, they said they wrote this to the CDF in courts yesterday. Have they released Eddie Mutwe till now? Of course not. So, comrades, I think the more we are getting silent on things that matter, is the way we shall continue crying, and this the way we shall continue dying. Thank you so much, Madam Dorcas, for the resilience and, of course, for giving me the opportunity to speak to the world.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pardon, for your submission. What I could appeal to you is to speak to that lady that you're referring to, not to take anything that was said on the space as personal. We are one family. Some things might not go right, but you can take a responsibility to speak to them and ask them to come back. We're not enemies. Henry Segwany, I don't know if these guys who raised their hands are already spoken. Henry Segwany, are you there? You can unmute your mic and speak to us.
Yes, hello everyone here. My name is Segwany Henry, and I'm a member of the Uganda is Breeding, and thanks for the admins for this kind of preparations. Actually, it was through, I think I'm going to ask someone who asked SG about the NOPA Leadership School students joining this platform. Me, personally, through this Uganda is Breeding preparations, I was able to get a scholarship for the American Leadership Academy. And even today, and I think every Saturday, I always share these links in the groups of my fellow alumni for the NOPA Leadership School. So I think I get to answer that person that asked the message about the students joining these platforms. So, and my other thing is I'm going to contest CAM 26, but it's not a do or die for me, because every time I think about coming to contest, you know, to get a ticket or something, and then the situation at home is just terrible, you know, people are being abducted and stuff. I feel like my mentality now is more about changing the all leadership, you know, in Uganda. So that's my mentality. I will thank each and everyone here for your time and engagements. It's really interesting, and it gives us hope. Mostly Tina Milembe, you know, you stand with us each and every time. So even I don't know how we can pay you back, but hopefully everything goes as planned. So thanks everyone. That's my submission.
Right. Thank you very much, Henry, for your submission. And it's really good that you attend those leadership schools. And it's good news that you got a scholarship to develop and to get more skills and knowledge in regard to leadership. So keep inviting those comrades to come and join such platforms, and we share, we learn, we unlearn those things that probably are not working for us, and then we learn new things that can be able to propel us through this revolution of removing a dictator and changing the trajectory of our country, Uganda. Let's have Robert Kitunzi next. Robert Kitunzi, can you unmute your mic and speak to us?
Hello, comrades. Do you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear loud and clear. Robert Kitunzi, could you let us, I want to have your take on the protest vote and any other thing that we can do before, during, and after that process.
Protest vote. It's like an entry. Is it like okay, protest vote. I think this is a good thing. A way, at least this time around, that at least we have a yardstick or a methodology of how we can go into the next coming elections. Instead of like just going into blind in the elections, just looking at the numbers without any strategy. So yeah, I think it was a good thing to come up with, and I think you can see what it has led to. Everyone is in panic because they don't know what it really entails. What is a protest voice? Where does it start and where does it end? Yeah. So the way I understand it is that we can mobilize as many people, those who are eligible to voting, and those who are actually even not eligible to voting, to go there in solidarity to those who are eligible to voting. They cast their vote and they have to stay their ground until they count the vote and they get the winner of whichever voting location. And then we know that we have this winner, we have our declaration form, and then we're good to go. And we do this across the country, yeah? And then we can always follow these, you know, because every voting, once every voting is ended, then we have to go to all these district centers and all that stuff where they do the deliberation of who has won. So once you have everything in your card or your declarations forms and whoever's won, there's no way they can really announce someone which is pretty contrary to the figures. So it's pretty much a more data-oriented strategies, because you can't cheat the data. Facts are facts. If you have all the declaration forms and the winners, you can't invent figures like you saw what happened with the Kawempe, yeah. Much as some of the centers votes were not counted, but there were overwhelmingly very many that they couldn't cheat. So, and again, I agree with the SG. If we overwhelmingly vote, there is no way Biarakama, however much they have a gun on his head, he can read something which is ridiculous, because that is putting the country in a at risk of going amok. So what I encourage each of us is that we encourage our family members to see to it they have checked whether they are registered and they're ready to go. Yeah. So that's pretty much very straightforward. So what they don't know is that, okay, if we cheat them, what are they going to do next? So that's why they're in panic. And we can all agree, all of us here, Museveni has no any vote anywhere, whether it's in Western Uganda where he was saying that that's the Mecca, or in a world that was a Mecca. He knows he cannot win legitimately. So, but he's scared, however much he wants to rig, what next? What is the country going to do? Yeah. And I bet Museveni cannot do whatever he did last year, trying to gun down people like he did, because all eyes will be on us. So he's scared. So that's why he's trying to demoralize the boldness and try to kill our mood going into the next elections. You want us to be voter apathy, so he can manipulate that to his advantage. But as long as we're in many numbers, there's no way he can fish and come up with figures like he's been doing too. So it's very straightforward. Go there, vote, wait for the winner in your location, get the declaration forms, because they cannot come up with declaration forms from the location to the district centers. No. So that's pretty much very straightforward. Like I said, they don't know what is happening if they will rig. That's what is causing them to panic. So that aside, What did I want to talk about? I think we in the diaspora, we need to probably, I would say personally, I think we've not done enough. At least I'm speaking from the Swedish side of things because I'm based in Sweden. A lot of people have gone into silence. I commend people like in the UK, commend people in the United States. At least you've been vigilant since the last elections. But a lot of people went in the mood. They had thought that, okay, it was just a walk in the park, we'll win the elections and Biabakama would announce us. And so they have not come to the reality that we live in abnormal times when it comes to our country. So the things were the way they were because of the militarism and the dictatorship we have in our country. And by the way, we didn't know that we have people who are within us who are working for the state. So imagine if we had gone into, assuming that Biabakama had announced us, would we have standed a chance to govern the country when we have a lot of these imposters who are within us? So I think that was an experience, and that's something we have learned from. But going into the next elections, I think we're stronger because we know we don't have so many modes. I'm not saying we don't have any many modes. We still have some yet to be identified, but we still at least in a very solid place than we were last year. So what we need to probably encourage our brothers and sisters in the diaspora is that they need to come out of their slumber and they, support our party, which is probably the leading opposition. If we can talk about opposition, I think I don't know any other party which is really in opposition. All the others have gone into pieces. You hear now Mao coming in as someone who is contesting about DP. You don't know whether DP is still there. So I think what we need to do is to encourage our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to come and support the party the way they did in 2021 and probably 1,000 times, because we're more stronger, we're more resilient, and we have a solid candidate in our President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, and we have a very strong team since then. So, and then why I say we've not done enough, besides the politics in Uganda, there's a lot of other things we can talk about or agitate about. I'll give you a few things here in Sweden. In Sweden, there's a project in northern Uganda. They call it the Forbidden Forest. You can even go to YouTube and type in the Forbidden Forest. This is a project which was financed by the Swedish government way back in the early 2000s. And this project was to plant pine trees. Do you know what they did? The Swedish government, in collaborations or with the support of the Ugandan government, evicted over 6,000 people. They didn't get any compensations, and I don't think they have shut down that project. I know for a fact that they claim they've shut it down, but it's still there. That project was pretty much to win some points of the carbon footprint. They plant the pine trees, and then it's a commercial project. Yet they say they're doing it for carbon emissions points. A lot of people lost their land. A lot of people were tortured. Some were imprisoned. Yeah, and the reason why I say that we're not doing much. So imagine being in Sweden and you're Ugandan, and then you cannot go out and challenge the Swedish government and try to track whether this project has been resolved. Yeah. So for us sitting here, and we know that Sweden is doing something ill to our people, that shows that we're really irresponsible. We just are selfish to ourselves. If it's a project in northern Uganda, it's not a northern Uganda case. It's one of us.
as you plan to land?
Excuse me?
As you plan to conclude?
So as I plan to conclude is like, there's a lot of these projects. That project in Northern Uganda is not the only things there. So I guess what I brought up this project is that we always normalize issues and we're disinterested in certain issues which happen in our country because they don't concern us. There's a similar project in the Bunyoro whereby you have some Germans evicting people, or the government is evicting people to give the Germans to plant coffee, which they benefit, our people don't benefit. You go into Busoga, there's also another forest project there. I've had a lady from Kamuli there. And then you find that some of us, we're not concerned about things because they're not in our region. And this is the same case when it comes to politics. Yeah, just because something is an NUP, someone in FDC or PFF answers, okay, those are the NUP boys. I mean, if they arrest them, it doesn't concern me. Yeah, it's a Buganda issue. Since it's happening in Buganda, it's not our issue for us who are in Northern Uganda or Western Uganda, you know. So we tend to be selfish to our own interests instead of speaking with one voice and then agitate for change. So what I'm calling upon, let's try to be in unison when we're trying to force change. Let's try to stand, let's feel pain for our brothers when it's like the theme of today, injustice to someone is to anyone is injustice to everyone. So that's the theme we are going on, and I encourage you guys or everyone here on the platform and your brothers and sisters to try to find that element of unity, I think, which we had actually before Museveni came to power. Lastly, I must say that for those who are in Sweden, we have a demonstration next Saturday. Getting permission on Monday, I definitely will get it. For all those who are in Sweden, if you're here and you're from Sweden, we're going to demonstrate whether or not Eddie Mutwe is released. We're going to do advocate for change. So many people are missing, the machetes, the 18 missing people, etc., etc. So whether or not they release him between now and next Saturday, we're going to be on the street. So we'll be sharing with you the flyer or the posters online. So that's all from me, guys. And Dorcas, thanking for holding the fire burning. We really commend your job. I wish we could really pass on this word across the entire Ugandan community within the diaspora and home. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Robert Kitunzi. Just hang it right there. I know that before we end this call, you'll have another chance to give in more if you come up with anything. So just hang in there.
No worries. I'm still on the platform.
That's great. Thank you very much for your submission, and you've raised a lot of nuggets that we need to look into, and they're all valid, that we really direct us to where we should be going and look at all those things that you've raised. As we all know, comrades, that knowledge is power. An empowered society can never be exploited. And this is the moment I personally need to extend the vote of thanks to Captain that provided the civic education. That's Captain David Sejinja, that facilitated different modules on leadership and civic education last year. We want to thank you, Captain David Sejinja, for the tremendous work that you did last year, for empowering the comrades, the forces of change. And without any further ado, I want to take this honor to invite you to speak to us, Captain Sejinja. The mic is yours.
All right. Thank you so much for the deliberations. I also want to thank my brother, Comrade Robert Kitunzi, who has been vigilant in what he's doing and in helping out in doing the best he can with emphasizing and helping out move a programming on that side. And I'm so thankful that we are all in this to win it. But dear comrades, I want to use my my few minutes allocated to me to share with you the panic that the junta is having, and I will broaden it in being specific. Allow me to take you back to the USAID funding that has been frozen or taken away from Uganda. US spends $50 billion in aid going to South Africa, America, Middle East, and to Uganda. Where does that money go? Comrades who are listening to me, much of that funding has secretly been diverted into money laundering and sponsoring covert operations by the junta. Where does that money go? Comrades, that money has specifically been diverted into the luxury and in helping the junta fulfill its obligations. Why is this elections coming 2026 very crucial? The funding that has been the bloodline of the junta is being cut off. How much money are they going to be able to pump into the elections? The gap has slowly narrowed down. Comrades, as a former CIA and a former FBI, I sat in those meetings and we could contemplate in looking at how dictators swindle money that has genuinely been directed to improve the health sector of the people they govern. Comrades, we are in a crisis of Eddie Mutwe being in the junta's son's basement. That pained me so much. To give you a quick background, Eddie Mutwe is one of our students who was supposed to have graduated this last week at Utah University. And when his name wasn't pronounced on the graduation list, do you know how that made me feel and other faculty? And so, what do? We continue to agitate. We continue to move forward. We are not giving up, and we are not losing the hope, and we will continue to agitate for change in our beloved country. But colleagues, may I inform you, if you are going at Entebbe Airport today, or for those that have been at the airport recently, SFC has now taken command of all SFC airport entrances and exits. They don't have a name tag. Now they are in charge. What does that mean to you? Exits and entrances of all passengers coming in and out. And of course, some of this has been general knowledge, but they are on alert. Why are all these cameras being planted to whatever they want to plant? Things are not at ease, ladies and gentlemen. They are continually being squeezed. Why? Because they know the context of the protest vote. You and I understand, and from a philosophical point of view, my brother Robert has explained it very, very well. And he has articulated it so well politically that it's scary. They don't know how to interpret it. They don't know what the people are thinking. The Kawempe scenario is still a vivid wound within their souls and a repetition that is going to happen, but they don't know. Within the military rank and file of UPDF is also an eyes and ears on what happened and being caught off guard. So all those things, colleagues, are a pain in the rear end, but not knowing how this is going to pan out and to be able to persist and to move forward. And so it's painful for them because they don't know, and the bloodline of funding is being cut off. What does that mean? That means that it's going to be very difficult. It's not going to be life as usual. Where are they seeking now funding? Well, Russia can send in few old junk equipment to help UPDF or Korea or whatever, Middle East or Dubai, whatever they can get. On the European side of things and on the US side of things, things are no longer at ease. And so in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphasize the fact that we are not surrendering. We are not giving up the fight. We are close and we are getting there. We are also going to be starting our Uganda is Bleeding political leadership workshops this month of May. And I also attribute this to DOCAS and the board members on the committee. Some of our students have been very, very wonderful, and their graduation is coming up as well. And we're going to be getting to our next intake for September. So I'm sending a shout out there for you that are listening to me to please jump on and join in and register and enroll. In conclusion, I'm optimistic, colleagues, that the revolution continues. The revolution is on the right march to freedom. We are putting our shoulders to the wheel. And in the end, we shall win the fight and we'll get the noble cause, and the victor's crown will be ours. I salute.
Yeah, thank you very much, Captain David Sejinja, for the work, wonderful work that you continue doing, empowering the minds of the comrades to understand and acquire the skills and the knowledge on how to use non-violent method to dislodge a tyranny or a dictator within Uganda and elsewhere in Africa. That alone has made a significant difference to the comrades that are part of the group that is acquiring that skills and knowledge that you're providing. I can't thank you more, but I appreciate on behalf of Uganda's Bleeding and everyone who is on this space for the work that you do. It's priceless, and we are honored to have you in this space. Thank you very much. Let's have James William Mugenyi. Members, we're going to use 5 minutes, and if we still have more time, we can give more time to people to speak. But anyone who gets the mic, please use 5 minutes. James Mugenyi, can you unmute and speak to us, please?
All right, thank you, Ellen Prezo, and the few friends who have presented before me. I think mine is a simple one. If you are reading the chat notes, Nangovi, I did not scare you. And since you want to represent Kamuli, you are welcome back. I'm James William Mugeni, who can be the last person to intimidate you. But on a serious note, I think leadership is about that. You had the space to speak before the Secretary General, and you are the first person. Thank you for the prayer. And then after that, I want to tell you what we call elevator speech. An elevator speech, if you have ever moved through buildings that are tall, you have elevators moving you through walls. Elevator speech is a speech that makes impact. You have come for the first time and they have given you an opportunity. As a first speaker, you want to represent Kamuli. And we already had burning issues on table. Eddie Mutwe, you can't fail talk about Eddie Mutwe immediately. Kamuli is a district that some of us have served, we know very well. So if you are coming and you want to be a leader, it's called elevator speech. You don't have to be intimidated, like a friend has said. Just make sure you are able to speak. One, the Secretary General is there, you want him to know you. Two, you have us in the audience who are giving you our time. Some of us, time is very precious, it's not wasted. And so when you come, make impact. Prepare, know the audience. I actually have a colleague who said he brought you, should have already told you where you are going. Imagine Kamuli, we are talking even about rare earth minerals. We have been talking about this every day. A colleague, even me, I didn't know we had rare earth minerals in Busia. But I learned it from a space, the night shift. So these are places that you should be in, and when you are there, sometimes you have to take the fire. So the saying that you'll not come back is not right. If you don't come back, then you're not a leader. And as on my part, I didn't intend to intimidate you. You found me in bad mood. So I didn't sleep over Eddie Mutwe. And if you had listened to my introduction speech, it was fire. I ended up saying, as a country, we are jokers. This should stop, must not continue. I had already condemned the medics where I belong. I had already condemned people telling us about somebody who has died, that he has been a kind man. I said, to who? Kind people are us, kind people are here. So when you came, I was in bad moods. But as a leader, you who wants to you who wants to come in leadership, know what they call elevator speech. That's why you carry a business card. You have got me in a lift. You now not understand. You say, yes, my business card is here. Make sure your business card has what will make you call back. Make sure your business card has your phone contact. So on Nangobi, it's an opportunity. Opportunity knocks once. Chance is for those who are prepared. So you had a chance, you had an opportunity, and this world is a world that makes leadership. So come back. Come back. You will be trained to be a leader. And since you have just graduated from the university, maybe that's why you couldn't handle the space that you are given. Thank you.
Have you landed, Dr. Mugeni? All right, let's have Namugalu Mariam. You can unmute and speak to us. Use your 5 minutes, please.
Okay, hope everyone is fine, though we are not fine emotionally. Yeah. What I wanted to talk about first is someone was saying about protesting that the SG has not talked about it, blah 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 blah. But I would like to say something is, oh, want me to go into video? No.
If you're not comfortable using a video, you can just disconnect it and use audio, that's fine.
Okay.
It's okay, sister. You can take it off.
Okay. So, they were like, we need to organize the protest, but I was of suggest that if we are going to really protest, that like people that are on ground, we shouldn't announce that day or that time we are going to protest. As the SG has said that We should do this in small groups, whether you're 20 and you trust yourselves, whether you're 10 and you trust yourselves. What I would think is everyone that is ready to go on streets is to be ready for that day. In case you see that 20 people have gone on streets, you also bring out your 10 people to go and join them. Because also announcing the day, like when we organized the march to Parliament, it was really too hectic for us that by the time we got on the road, everyone was being taken away. So you find things are very hard when we announce dates and days. If we say it's next week, let it be next week, but let not us give them the actual day to be on ground, because you go on ground when members and everything are there. And also people who are going to protest, let us stop, like when you see the members on the road, starting sharing such things to intimidate others that would have thought of coming and joining us. Because at times when we do so, people get scared and fear to come after seeing whatever is on ground, because some will be like, ground. After seeing all that, people will remain in their houses. And also the other thing I want to say is, how are we prepared? That is a question to all of us for the 2026 elections about the internet thing. As the NUP, as the opposition, how are we prepared? Because last time we saw what happened. We are doing a protest vote for the second time. Guys, I don't want to say it is the first time, because we are just going to add in a little bit of what we did last time. But whatever you're saying to do in protest vote, we really did last time. Twagenda twabera campaign, twazibeerako, twavaako, be bakwata ne babakwata. We went ne tukuuma n'akalulu. Netubeerayo, because I was assigned in a certain district where I was as the whatever chief, whatever but I saw whatever happened. I know whatever happened, and it was not in Kampala here. So how are we prepared with mostly the internet? Are we going to write to Google to give us a direct internet? Are we going to do what in case anything happens? I think this is something that we should prepare for. I also went for a course about tech after, I think in 2023, to see how best we can go about it, but still I never got answers. I think you guys that are abroad, US, whatever, I think you should think more of that internet, because we need to do that. We need information to spread wider, to spread easily without interruptions, because trust me, Museveni is going to do that with his people. The other thing is, right now I'm in Kenya, but we Kenyans, we have time for now, Ugandans that are in Kenyans, and we are easy to mobilize other fellow Kenyans who are also fighting for whatever they think is not right that is happening around East Africa, in their country and Uganda. But we are having a problem of funds. I don't know if any of you leaders can connect to our leadership chapter here, our chairman, who is Ben, and see how best you can help in facilitating us, because for us we can do the weekly protest or 2 weekly protests at least, because we are ready. We don't have work that we are working, we are just there jobless. So but if engaging on streets every day or at least once or twice a week, we can do that. But at times we need facilitation that becomes hard for also, the chairman to mobilize and do the needful. I don't know if a secretariat can look into that, or people out there that are willing to help and talk to our chairman and see how best we can go about it, because we really want to do it and we are near Uganda. That if anything happens, because for us we're always in and out, anything that happens, we are the first people that can always run to go and rescue others that are in Uganda. I think lastly, I would also want to talk about his also adding power or manpower in the pressure groups that are in Uganda. When I was on the boards of Mission Riders in 2021, when they arrested the president in forgot the Ginger side, it was just a call away from all our our teams. You could say, I know the chairperson who is taking Ginger, I know the chairperson who is taking Imbale side, I know the chairperson who is taking Gulu, I know the chairperson. So when they arrested the president, all we had to do, since I was among the board members of that group, we only had to call their chairpersons that, you know what, the president has been arrested. You know what to do. So in just a tick of an hour of minutes, every place had got fire. Everyone knew exactly what to do. So how are we? You know, these days, all the boys are down because of manpower. They lack facilitations. Some people will need transport to go and mobilize people down there in those villages as we had done before. So I kindly request you leaders that get directly to our leaders to go and talk to them, or you get directly to the chairmans of those peer groups and see what is needed for more fire to be done, because trust me, we can do it. The way we did it on Sipapa, no one knew that we are going to protest, but we did it, and a full day we had to make that police you're saying up of signal, sorry, the full day we had to protest, and we made police, you know, we gave them trouble to stop us. So guys, my points were about the internet, the protesting us here, to look into that, organizing individually or in those small groups that you think you're comfortable with, but let everyone be alert and able to join in, and also the adding more pressure in the pressure groups. And also I'm open to classes, for any classes of leadership. Kindly, anyone that shares those links, kindly do, because I just recently graduated for one that I went in for 9 months. That is why I came to Kenya. It was a course that brought me here. I graduated. It was a leadership course. So I'm also ready for any other open courses of leadership. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mariam, for your submission. If you can get in touch with Dorcas, you can DM her, and then she will guide you on how to go about those issues that you've raised. One is to do with your fundraising, and the other one is for those leadership course. She will connect you to the right channels that you can use to access all that you need. As far as the internet is concerned, yes, we all know that the regime is going to disconnect and the internet will be off. But there are other systems that we can use to capture, because what would we need? We need to ensure that when those results are pronounced on or announced on those polling stations, we don't only leave it to the polling agents. Anyone with a phone can take pictures or share within different people. People are trusted because you can't give to everyone. And then we can relay that information used through a message if the internet is not on, and that picture in form of a message can get to either where you want it to be sent, either the headquarters of the National Unity Platform or anywhere you want it to be sent. We must really be creative enough from now until the time of the polling in next year, in January or February. So please get in touch with Dorcas, and Dorcas will set you to the right people who can take you through that. Banasula, can you use your 5 minutes? You can unmute your mic and speak to us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Comrade, for this opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to be back on this platform. Please, can you get on someone else, I'm going to be a bit obstructed by some customers here. Can you
Of
please?
course, you can let us know when you're ready. You
Okay,
can raise your
I'll
hand
let
and
you.
we'll let
Okay, I'll let you know. Thank you.
can we have
Yeah,
Sam?
Baba.
Sam, can you unmute your mic and speak to us in your 5 minutes?
There is some Swedish chapter. I came in a bit late, so I don't know exactly what the SG had to say about whatever I said. I missed that. We have gone through the exposure. I think we have to start combining strategies regarding where we're going and where we're heading. Ugandans are very much aware of using their phones, taking pictures of what is happening, that is exposing whatever is happening. But then again, they're stuck in that situation, that scene. They take they expose and then they do nothing about that. That's what they do. They expose. And this is where we have to teach them to go to the next stage of empowering them to protect themselves after exposure. Because I saw some kind of a clip where they took a picture of some police people that were being battered down by the military or SFC or whatever it was. And one guy, she was telling another one, one of the people were trying to raise their voice and, okay, don't do this. You know, they were trying to shout. I said, you shouldn't shout. We're just going to take pictures. And this is wrong, because if they had shouted, if they had done something about this, shouting or telling them to stop, that is the next stage we should teach them, empower them to protect themselves when certain things happen to them. Now, the exposure, they know about the exposure, then they should take action about whatever is happening to them, instead of just turning by and taking video clips. We get a good picture of, I don't know if I got this information right, but from what I know, this guy, the MP in Kenya, Odongwere, he silenced a topic regarding murders that took place during the Gen Z. And he said it was an exhausted topic, and the parliament was okay with that. So it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be discussed anymore. And what they did is to gun him down. So, okay, we gun you down, then it's a topic that we shouldn't talk about. You see, tit for tat. Now, these are the way to go. This is the way to go. You do you expose, and then there is an action taken to this. We have to learn to teach Ugandans to protect themselves. They have to learn how to defend themselves after exposure. It's not just a matter of, okay, we're taking video clips and that's it, and then we send them on the internet. But this is not enough anymore. It is not enough anymore, because they're dying. They're dying and they're being picked and murdered. We need to give them some kind of impetus for them to go ahead with some kind of action to protect themselves against whatever is being done to them. This is what I think is the way to go. We have to leave a certain area, or we combine a strategy with the next strategy in order for us to get some kind of protection from whatever is happening to people. down in Uganda, and they have to do this themselves.
Sam, thank you very much. Back in Sweden, what are you guys doing in regard to the process vote?
To the what?
Protest vote.
The protest vote in Sweden.
Yeah, in the Uganda community, in your.
But we have the chairman of for the Uganda community, the Uganda chapter in Sweden, Robert Kitunzi, has already talked about that.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam. Basically, our time is not our best ally. We're almost coming to the end of our session, but we need to give people who have raised their hands, those who have not spoken before. We're gonna give them your 3 minutes and submit. So we'll have Sean, Clinton, and Mayanja Ben to submit in your 3 minutes, and then we go in that line. Sean, in your 3 minutes, can you give us your submission?
Hi, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
First of all, thanks everyone for standing up and speaking up. Very there are many people, professional and other backgrounds, who may not always be vocal, but they're taking very careful with what's happening in Uganda. And if you look at all the case studies around Uganda and beyond Uganda,
the voice had been gentle, professional, devastating. Sharon had sat there.
Hello? I think there was some kind of interruption.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. So if you look at the studies, Congo, Zimbabwe, South Sudan, Libya, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Somalia, Uganda has all the indicators following down that trajectory. And the common theme is that you have a long-standing leader been there for a very long time, who has centralized every aspect of national life, whether it's economic, social, otherwise. Most importantly, the various services only report to them, and most of them don't even know who's in charge. So 2 days ago, our media reports that the army went to beat up policemen at a police station, including the force. So all those are indicators of a completely failed state. Now, when you add into the level of impunity, and by all accounts, it is crimes against humanity, i.e., actions, disappearances, torture, murder, it's just well documented. So when you look at all those indicators, the impunity, almost provocation, and then when you add an element that is the tribal provocation, if nothing is done peacefully and lawfully, we are in very deep trouble. Given if there's sort of a transition almost 40 years after the regime came into power. So in conclusion, what I want to say that in terms of the immediate things that need to be done to stem this level of impunity is I can't question this because I've looked at all the observers. This concerned party politics. Most people have condemned. But why shouldn't Parliament, the MPs, go to Parliament for even the next when these sorts of things happen? They should take a stand, and this should be the red line, but do so peacefully, and you can have allies like in the business community, or you could stay at home for 2-3 days, medical community, Uganda High Commission, Human Rights Commission statement. This is extremely dangerous. It goes beyond the madness of an individual. It's leading down the entire 50 billion and the region, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. Can we have Clinton? Clinton, can you unmute your mic and speak to us? You have 3 minutes.
Well, on this call, I'll speak with my sound mind for what I have to speak about. Well, what I just want to begin with, I was listening a little bit, comrades. Am I audible enough? I just want to be sure.
Sean, can you unmute your mic? Go ahead, Clinton.
Well, thank you. The first statement I want to use is about the president's command. I've heard most of speakers referring to a phase that we have been on, and which is definitely well valid, the protest vote. But what happens to the president's order? To me, what would have been a priority and being pursued right now, it should be the president's order. Some people, we may underlook the president's order, or some people may take it as very much serious. But planning ahead of the president's order is defying the president's order. The activation of president's order should have been in first place. Then the continuation of other planning comes based on what has been an outcome. So I would really emphasize that every activist who's advocating, who is trying to raise awareness, should be raising awareness about the president's order and making it more louder than ever. Because as I can tell you, this will be the second time if the president's order is not taken in effect. It's not taken in effect. The first one was when the Dr. Kizza Besigye and was taken to prison. I remember President said, it's time, all Ugandans have to come out. Then others were like, no, we're waiting for president's order. We need a direct statement. Now, when it came to this president's directive order, now again, some individuals started like, no, we want SG to come to hear SG and we want to hear what he's saying. To me, I think if we continue like that,
Clinton.
Let me finish as I began saying that I'm going to speak my mind.
Clinton. Wait, Clinton, because we don't need to leave anyone behind. If you say the president's order, you assume that everyone on this call heard about the president's order. Can you be specific?
When I talk about when I speak about the president's order, is he wrote stating that both Ugandans on land and outside, it's time to come on the streets and go and protest.
And which president are you referring to?
I am speaking on His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, my president, the president that I know, and that's the president I'm referring to. So I just want to land on that point. I would emphasize, as an advocate, as an activist, that we should make sure that that is in place. The moment it's not, it's going to create a big impact. 2, the member of parliament, whoever belongs to the opposition, the first, before we look at the other members of parliament who may be supporting this cause, who may see Muhoozi and his father to be taking the country in the wrong place, they should first come out from the parliament with immediate effect. That shows in work, in partnership with people. These are the 2 main things right now should be taking place. Now we have seen how the country, the diversion that has come in, we have seen how whatever happened, and people's minds, most of them completed their setting off. And I would say that our key to action should all on measures to take this an effective with immediate effect. The results of everything, they'll be like, Those people, that's how they keep. Even that means you have the protest vote. People will not be bothered. We need to avoid something that's going to demoralize. We cannot take down the dictator by just intimidating in statements and we keep quiet, and yet the person is bringing a proof of life, torturing our fellow citizens.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Clinton, for your submission. Can we have Benjamin? Mayanja Ben, you have your 3 minutes.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I'm Mayanja Ben, the Kenya chapter leader. First of all, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the leaders who managed to come to Uganda and visit the president. Right now, I'm still in Uganda, but I'm back to Kenya to come visit the president. We had a meeting with the president and we had a good discussion with the president. We thank the president. He will day. So thank you, comrades. Comrades, I want to discuss on all of us, we say that we are going in elections 2025, 2026, the protest vote. We are talking about the protest vote. But we are not sure that Simon Byabakama can announce our president. We all know that President Bobi Wine will win the elections. And he is the puppet or wife of Britain and America. What are we going to do? I always tell my friends in Kenya, I do mobilization every weekend, every day. We need to adopt the riot system. Comrades, we need to go back to the colonial master, the system they had. Our ancestors fought for independence, but they adopt the system of being riots. We cannot take power like that. They will not give us power. These are puppets of the whites. We must know that. Comrades, we will come here, we talk, we do everything. The whites always hear riots, hear force. If not, why are they manufactured guns? For what? Comrades, we need to wake up. We have been peacefully for long, and the president will always advise us we need to be peacefully. That is the president. Why? Our president needs to do that. That's what the president have to do. We need to use other methods. I'm not saying that we should take that directions, and the president will not command us to take that direction, but we have to use our brain. So, as I conclude, please, comrades, I urge you and I request you to support the Kenya chapter, which is near Uganda. We know if we keep the Kenya chapter active, this is the only chapter we have. In Rwanda, we cannot have a chapter in Rwanda. We cannot have a chapter in Tanzania. We know the dictator is there. If we support the Kenya chapter to be active, people will wake up. Please, we are ready. In Kenya, we are ready. We have many spies. We have many Museveni spies in Kenya, but we are still standing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and continue doing what you're doing down there in Kenya. We're gonna have Banasula. Banasula, you're gonna have 2 minutes because we're hitting against the time. We've extended the time that you're supposed to be here. So Banasula, you're going to use your 2 minutes, and the rest of other members that have raised their hands, will you use 1 minute as in closing remark? So Banasura, unmute and speak to us.
Am I loud and clear?
Have you finished?
Yes, you're loud and clear,
Okay,
Banasura.
thank you so much, comrade. Thank you so much, freedom fighters, for being resilient and the efforts that you put into this struggle to liberate our motherland, Uganda. As a must, we have to remove terrorist gun dictator Museveni. We have to remove their NLM terrorist group as a must. And I just want to thank you so much, freedom fighters, for the efforts that you really put in. I'm thinking that really we are very, very far. Where we are right now, no one ever thought that we shall get here. No one ever thought that we shall get here. It's because God is behind the struggle that we are in right now to liberate our mother in Uganda, and we are going to fulfill it. It is just only one thing that is remaining, that is the togetherness, and to bring Ugandans in one basket, then we do what is needed for our mother and Uganda. The crimes that you are being meted on us is one of the consequences that we are always in a war, because whether we like it right now, whether we like it or not, we are in a war. We are moving a 40-year terrorist, a terrorist who came from somewhere and invaded our motherland Uganda. Museveni doesn't need to be called even a dictator, the terrorist, because all whatever he's doing, just like the way they are doing it against on our brothers like Eddie Mutwe, Comrade Bobia, they abduct our people, they torture them, they do whatever evil acts on our people. Museveni doesn't need, he's more than a dictator, he's a terrorist. Brothers and sisters, we have to remove dictatorship, whether he likes it or not, whether we go in elections, whether we don't go in elections. But my first opinion that I would like us to put in our mind, according to the crimes that against humanity that Museveni has committed on us, most especially with the Ugandans, though Museveni has committed crimes all over the Africa continent. But we Ugandans, we have seen so many crimes that Museveni is committing again on us, of which long ago we would have done something, like the tortures, the abductions, sorry, come again.
Thank you very much.
Come again.
Can you conclude in few seconds?
Okay. Well, my conclusion will be saying that this time with the abduction of our comrade, Commander Eddie Mutwe, I think Ugandans, we should wake up and send a message, a strong message to the dictator. This is by pouring ourselves on the streets of our motherland, Uganda. Because we are preparing for the protest vote, of which we know that terrorist Museveni cannot win. We have to start by organizing protests against our brothers and sisters who are rotting in jails for no crime committed. So I'm of a view that we should organize people. We first send a message before even we get to 2026, where Dictator Museveni is preparing to unleash each and every human rights violence against us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, comrades. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can we have Nangovi Damali? You have 1 minute to give us your closing remarks. Please, can you unmute your mic and speak to us, Nangovi Damali? You have 1 minute.
All right, thanks so much for the opportunity granted again to come back and speak to you. This is Honorable Nangovi Damal, aspiring woman MP, Kalilo District. Yeah, I will say that thanks so much to Mr. Mjenyi for that point of learning. I have learned that once given a chance, I have to utilize it. But I think it's better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. because I had just joined. I didn't know what it was all about. I just expected to learn as we go on. Yeah. So, but all I can say about the protest vote, I think we just need to raise awareness through our leaders and all the aspirants from the different districts, such that they can tell the people they are representing and the people they are going to represent about what the protest vote means. Yeah, then I also think that it should begin with our leaders in the parliament. They should be the very first people to sensitize. Like they should come up, they should show now you can't tell someone that you do this, yet you yourself, you're not doing it. So I think our leaders in NUP should be the very first people to come out and show an example such that others can follow. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Damali, for that. And you're doing a great job for aspiring to become a leader. It's a hot sport to contest in an election. Don't be intimidated. Be strong and resilient. And looking forward to really convince those electorates to give you the vote. Can we have Robert Kitunzi, the leader, in your 1 minute? Can you unmute and speak to us? Give us your closing remarks. Robert Kitunzi, are you there? Robert Kitunzi, can you unmute your mic and speak to us?
Yeah. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. So, comrades, thanks for a fantastic meeting. I'll speak in bullet points. I think I will start with the last comment the lady in Karoli said about the action of the MPs, and I think Clinton also mentioned it, that a number of times our president had come out and specifically given orders or given some guidance of what some of our MPs or leaders should do, but they're very, very, very passive, and they're not obedient, if I have to say the least, you know. Look at where we started from, about 40 million back in the days, you know, who has returned the 20 million or the 40 millions, whatever. When he tells them build a gari, you know, they are just all over the place. They're not even, cannot talk about that. He talks about, you know, protest vote. No one is really mentioning about this. Look at what happened recently. Eddie Mutwe gets captured. You don't see anyone even advocating it on their social media handles. You know, they're just, like, I'll pick a word from Dr. Mujenyi. These are jokers, at least most of them, probably 99% of them. So they're not following guidelines. We shouldn't tolerate such kind of characters. So we should be fishing out to people who are really going to be obedient to our presidents, not jokers. So moving ahead, yeah, someone talked about the aid. You know, here in Sweden, you say did a good job. UK aid did a good job cutting off the aid. We're working on Sweden, which has CEDA the last demonstration we did was towards them, because up to now they're still you know, financing the General Museveni because it's their baby. He was here back in the days. So that's something we should really push, even in other countries, that the aid has to be cut off. So the other thing is, I think Leonard Prizo was asking my colleague Sam about how about the protest vote in Sweden. The only thing we could do as diasporans about the protest vote is to advocate for how it should be implemented on the ground. There's no way we can empower people in the diaspora of what that is. We need, through our relatives back home, to tell them, do you know about this? Are you on the have you registered? Have you seen whether you're on the register? Do you know what it's going to do? So we need to trickle that message down to the ground. Other than that, there's nothing much we can do. We can just, pass on the message to our relatives back home to find out whether they've heard of it and what it means and whether they're going to stand their ground when the right time comes. There's about this. People are, filming and doing all this kind of, passive messaging on the ground. Someone videotaping or video filming these policemen who are being whipped. But again, they should be whipped. They've been doing a lot of atrocities, but not to condemn that. But what should we do? We need to be vigilant as citizens. Yeah, if the SFC car comes there and why don't you cause flat tires? By the time they finish whipping the police, they can't get out of there. Yeah, so we should be vigilant. These are people who are doing things illegally. This is breaking law. Who are these people who are coming with camouflaging and they don't have badges and they're beating their fellow security agents? So we should be vigilant. Lastly, to our sister Nangovi, I think they didn't prepare you well, like someone said. I think you've been initiated by Dr. Mgenyi. Do your homework when you're going to some of these meetings, not only this one, and be prepared to sell yourself. In just I'm Nangovi, I've done this. This is what I think. This is my area. This is what this. I like the values that of our party. Yeah, just in a flash, and then you're all on board. So I know you didn't know what this is, but if I were you, I would have done my homework like someone suggested. So take it at heart. And so So yeah, but again, thanks again, Dr. Mgenyi. I think she's on board. Next time we're looking forward to having your attendance, Nangovi. Thanks.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mr. Robert, I don't have a lot of time on my hand.
I'm done.
I appreciate the advice that you've given to our comrade Nangovi to go and do her homework and never to give up. So can we have Mugisha? I know that you've not spoken before, so I will give you your 2 minutes. Strictly 2 minutes, please. Can you unmute and speak to us?
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. I'm sorry I came a little bit late. We have been having series of preparing for 3 days, non-stop, not sleeping, night shift, day shifts, night shifts again. So I was relaxing or waiting for some few minutes. But that being said, I believe the call for action is now. We have never gotten very near to the presidential command of action than we have seen or we saw yesterday. And what does it entail? That anyone who has been there and waiting, that I take the command of the president, those people who have been criticizing the president and the administration of the National Unity Platform, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing this? I believe it has been categorically clear and open what we should do. It is to act. It is to demonstrate. It is to protest this kind of impunity and stupidness. Second point I want to put out, I want to appreciate Ugandans for not falling prey of this guy's tribalism sentiments. Using the word, I'm teaching him Lunyankole. I'm doing this because we have already known that these people, they want to use this to create mayhem and create maybe a coup or whatever, or a genocide like how they did in their country in Rwanda. But I'm very thankful to God. I'm very thankful to Allah that Ugandans have woke up and they know And I'm very thankful to you also, who are Dorcas and Mugenyi, that every Saturday we come here and we talk about these things. By the time these people make their plans, we have already countered them. Now they have brought us together than never before. If you go on the TL, a lot of comrades from Western Uganda and other parts of the country, they have all come into solidarity to rebuke such stupidness. I believe we should use this time to rise up to the occasion. Earlier this month, for me, I've already started preparing petitions here and there and planning with my team. We are planning to storm everywhere possible to take our petitions, to speak to these people. And also, if possible, we plan for a demonstration in any part possible. We should identify the biggest funders. For example, the person who is hobnobbing with the dictator, he is Jan Sadek, the ambassador of EU in Uganda. He has always been, moving around, promoting him. He is the middleman, if you don't know. He is the middleman of Mr. Museveni and Europe. He is the one who makes deals with other embassies. And we should hit him hard. We should email him. We should spam the EU in Uganda, stupid, whatever. We should do all things possible to see that we irritate their bodies. We irritate them in any way possible. Before I forget, tomorrow I want to invite you, all of you. I believe you've already seen. Tomorrow the president, for the first time, he's going to host his own Twitter space. And if we go there, I believe anyone who gets the mic, let us request for an action. The president already said that. Someone, talked about SG Rubongoya. He spoke about the same thing. Action. Wherever we are, can we start collaborating with people in Uganda so that we can make, a net whereby at the same time when we are demonstrating here in our different places that we are in, also in Uganda, some people are demonstrating. We can do this in a covert way. We should plan accordingly. That's what I believe and I say. And we shouldn't stop speaking. And lastly, but not the least, protest vote. Politicians stop misleading and misusing the word protest vote, because I heard someone saying, you people don't put your emotions in protest vote. The president was categorically clear speaking about the protest vote, that this protest vote, you don't put it in this thing. It is for the election time. I was going to use a bad word, but I'm not going to use it.
Please don't.
The issue is we are already in the protest vote. If you have never went to a university, go and study what the word protest mean. And the president categorically said it is to desist. He categorically said any MP who will come saying that I'm going to make hospital, smart medicine, no. He said it in his previous interview and said they should only be speaking about how to remove the dictator. Anything that concerns removing the dictator, that is the exodus of the protest vote. No one should tell us any other thing. We want a new government that is for the people, by the people. Thank you. You, Dee and Mugenyi.
Thank you so much. And that was to LM Prezo. Thank you so much, Comrade LM. Thank you, Comrade Mugisha. Thank you so much. Guys, before we close, obviously we'll take 2 more closing remarks and of course from LM Prezo, but I would like to actually us to take a Twitter break before we close. It will just be a minute or so. We just had Comrade Mugisha talk about that space. I've been actually putting this on the entire meeting. So there will be a space on the 4th, that is tomorrow, and President will be hosting that space. So make sure you set the clock and don't miss. And those are not on Twitter, do set up a handle. I just quickly wanted to take you through a few tweets before we close, and also to encourage you to tweet, whether you're in the diaspora or on ground, you can do something. I know those guys have got guns, but what have we got? We've got this thing here. Yeah, so our handle is Uganda is bleeding, and the name is at Stand Up Uganda, because we've said we're not going to keep lamenting, but rather we people that take action. That's why our name is called at Stand Up Uganda for all the handles. And yes, so if you go to posts, okay, how do I? All right. Yes. So please respond to the tweets. There's a pinned tweet. It's a bit lengthy, but do try to read that and you respond. LM, is everyone seeing my screen? Are you able to see my screen though?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yes, so we've got a pinned, the name is there, Uganda is bleeding at Stand Up Uganda. So if you can look for us, if you're driving or at work, you can just look for us at Stand Up Uganda. There is a tweet and calling out, of course, the dictator, Mr. Museveni, and his ruthless murderer son. So we calling them out, and we demand for the immediate release of Eddie Mutwe and all our brothers and sisters that they are illegally detaining. We will not be silent. So that is a tweet we put out the other day. However, it does not kill for you. Let us go on there and respond to that tweet before you retweet it, and tag all Ian, Sadek, and all the others that you feel we've missed. And then we move on to where is the tweets of today? Okay. Yeah. So why am I not seeing today's tweets? Great. Yes. So today, I just will briefly read. If you're unable to tag Muhoozi Kainerugaba because he's blocked you, you can put a hashtag. Yeah. So you put a hashtag. Yeah. And we're saying you can abduct our comrades. That's our brothers and sisters. He's abducted Eddie Mutwe. Torture them and try to humiliate them, but you'll never erase their courage or resistance. For every voice you silence, thousands will rise up even louder. We will not forget, we will not stop. So we are sending clear messages to these murderers. So let us respond. There's a couple of tweets and we'll be tweeting throughout, and that's the spirit. Okay, we'll carry on with the closing remarks and then close, but we'll just limit this to maybe 5 minutes, then we close. Sister Prosi, you're very quiet. We'll take a minute. And a very big thank you to Captain David Sejinja. I know you're going to teach us very soon, hopefully, this coming civic education. So we are looking forward, and we should be discussing about that. Yes, Sister Prosi, just seconds before we close. Ellen Prezo will come to you last.
Thank you so much, everybody, all comrades who have attended. Please, not only today because we had the GS, but let it be every Saturday because we have it. And then the night shift is almost every single day. Comrades, what the president said, let us show that, yes, he is the leader. We have often cried for that. And let's go for it. Eddie Mutwe is taking a center stage. Can we use that opportunity? We are looking for sparks. Some are availing to ourselves, so let us use the opportunity. Comrade Clinton, Dr. James, Mugisha, Martin, everybody, whether I've mentioned you, then our sister Dorcas, thank you so, so much, everybody, for turning up. See you on the night shift and tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Comrade Tadewo, seconds, please.
On the night shift.
Thank you very much for the opportunity you have given me. I am going to use around 20 seconds only. I was on, but I couldn't speak initially. I was coming on and off. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone on the platform. My fellow comrades, what I'm going to tell you that whatever's happening and whatever's going on, I don't know if I'm clear.
Yes, you're loud and clear, please.
Yeah. Whatever's going on, I think time has come now for us to shift our strategy. It's, right now we must embrace the most difficult, but yet the most effective and the peaceful path. to remove the dictator.
Hello?
Everything has been tried. We have used every avenue, but right now I think it's time to join forces, and then we use something which we have never used before. That's all I have to deliver today. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and thank you for the deliberation.
Thank you so much for that submission. Thank you so much. Sister Demi, you have seconds. I know you're very busy. Seconds, please.
Yeah, hi. I'm not feeling well.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I just feel tired and I'm sleeping non-stop. So I'm just listening. Thanks for the program. Good luck, everyone. I'll speak next week. I think I'll be fine.
Quick recovery, sis. You need lots of water, fruits, and sleep, of course. Thank you so much. Captain David, I don't know if you had seconds before we go to Ellen Prezo and we close. Did I see Joe on there? Is Joe okay? Captain, okay. Yes, Captain, good to see you. And thank you so much always.
You are welcome. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, Joe, Comrade Joe, have you gone off? Okay, over to you, Ellen Prezo. James, you had closing remarks, right? Did you want to have seconds before Ellen Prezo? Yes, Joe.
You're calling it Joe or James?
Sorry, James. Age is catching up with me, James.
I know. Sorry for Demi, we miss her because she's at least we miss quotes from the Constitution. A quick one. Mine is just an annoyance that is summarized in a tweet. Go and visit that tweet because I'm asking Ugandans of all sorts, the professionals, the medics, is Muhoze Sen, the alcohol industry, is this man an alcoholic? The judicial system, don't we have a law that can ban this? So I've asked those questions in a tweet. You can go and share that. Because we just can't have a man wakes up in the morning, I'm going to shave Bobby Wine. The children is council. I mean, there are things that can be done before protesting. What is happening to this country of ours? If it was in the United States, that man would be already been apprehended because he's a threat to children. Captain Sejinja, you people, you have learned, you know how we are in America here. They can't even allow a gun in the streets. I mean, you see that and they say the children are fear, but what about our kids in Uganda? Doctors, I'll put it in a tweet. Thank you.
I'm trying to look for your handle. Help me again. Is M, how am I spelling it?
Let me put it in the space.
Oh, no, I think I've seen it. Yeah, because I was misspelling your, the name. Oh, you've posted something else. We cannot listen to anything. Okay, Ellen Prezo, please do come in. I'll try and find James's tweet. Please do come in, and thanks for co-hosting. I don't know if Comrade Ismail, Ismail is not here. Yes, Ellen Prezo, please do come in and speak to us. And once again, I would like to say thank you to the SG. So I hope all of you guys know that we are campaigning. We're going to vote. Then we will protect that vote. And of course, we will fight to protect it and also ensure that it is counted. And those that are in the diaspora, you're going to help educate, you're going to fund the process. And of course, we are saying no to the brutality, and just like we're doing now. Thank you. Ellen Prezo, please do come in. Thank you. And we'll speak more on the protest vote next week. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dorcas. And I wish the lady a quick recovery. Demi, I thank everyone who has been on this call and you have had time to share their views and their great ideas. All those great ideas can become tangible if we put them into practice. Remember, our ultimate mission is to put an end and dislodge the tyranny and dictatorship, which is personalistic in nature in our country, Uganda. So, at this point of time, I don't want us to get bogged into a lot of things. We must remain sober, focused. This time and this year is an election year. You can like an election or not, but this year is an election year. Next month, June or July, the youth are going to be electing their representatives. But a lot is going on in your villages, sub-counties, counties, districts, until they get to the national. You must be able to speak to the youth who are the backbone of our country, because Uganda is the youngest country after Niger. So we must mobilize these young people, the youth, to participate in those elections. Let's not leave it to the junta's NRM limited company, as they have always been taking those regional positions of the youth representatives. Let's mobilize and take that up. This year is an election year. Much as we talk about 2026, but that will be the polling year. All the dirty job and everything, heavy lifting, is going to be done in this year. We must remember, as we advance our agenda to dislodge a dictator and all his allies, is going to deploy to the teeth, is going to be violent to the teeth, but we must be resilient and solid. Some people will be arrested. We have no doubt about that. Others may lose their life. Those that will be able to survive must be pushed on. The same thing that happened in Kawempe by-election. For those who have not had time to speak, time has never been our best ally, but this is a continuous process. Every Saturday, we get our 2 hours or more to speak here. Feel free, invite your friends to come and join on time, and then ask the mic on time. Don't wait until the end of the session to raise your hand. This should be an interactive session where we learn from each other and share the ideas on how we're going to devise means to dislodge and put an end to whatever is happening in Uganda. Let's not focus on what the drunkard and the inept general is doing, and all the cohorts that are helping him and his father to abuse the freedoms and rights of Ugandans. Let's focus more on how we respond to what they're doing, and that is to dislodge them. May God bless you all. The struggle continues.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. And with that, we'll ask Sister Teacher Mimi to close us down. Yes, Sister, in seconds, and then close us down. Thank you so much, everybody. Yes, Teacher Mimi.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the space. Let us stay focused and let us not give up, but reclaim our country and save all our people from this madness, from these monsters and these invaders and imposters. So we shouldn't be giving up, but we should support each other, meaning we support in the diaspora. We have to do what we are doing and continue doing what we are doing in as well as supporting the people on the ground. Because that is very crucial. The main work that has to be done is on the ground. But if we stay silent, we ignore, then we are giving the junta and the Sun and whoever supports them an opportunity to continue to torment us. They are tormenting us because they feel like we can't do anything. We are people of just social media who talk and discuss. So we have to get into doing the action. So that's it. And thank you so much, Dorcas, for the space. And let us get ready for their closing. Back to you,
Thank you.
Dorcas.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much to the co-host, to SG. And with that, we've come to the end of the meeting. Apologizing to all those that wanted to speak.
Yeah, kali. Byebyo ebiriwo tulugunya abantu kola bikolobero General Museveni bwato bwali mutabani we yamuyigiriza kyakutemula buwe bato batambula tutemule kuba naye bwe yali yatemula butemuzi agana omwana okubeerawo tutemule butemuzi tubateekeko tutemu butemu ne everything with a beginning must have an end. Yeah, nti buli ekizaalibwa kituuka ne kivaawo ne kifa ate buli ekiba n'entandikwa kiba n'enkomerero. General Museveni yajja wano very soon he will be out of here. Yo, but ali mutuletera mutabani we agamba ye nga bwe yajja n'omutabani ajja kuba n'ebikolero mutabani byali mu kukola wali ntaata oba oliawo yabikola n'omutabani biyinza obutamubeera successful mutusasitawe waali. No ratio, let's be ready for whatever comes. Then we have to fight tutereze ensi yaffe tujjemu obutemu. There's no reason why omukulembeze obanga otulugunya bannansi ate bw'okulembera then obwongo mbasi butegeera bulungi okudda ku bantu b'olina okukulembera obalage ekituufu ate n'obaddako n'obakwata n'obatulugunya n'obatta n'obawekya n'obakola batya then what kind of leader are you? Kiba kisasa